On August 20th, 2024, did you perform an autopsy on Dee Warner?
Yes.
How did you identify her body?
So the body was, it was presumed at that point on August 20th. The dental identification came later, verification of Dee Warner. So that's how it was.
Okay, so on August 20th, 2024, you presumed it was Dee Warner, but at a later point in time, you were able to confirm it through dental records?
Correct.
All right, and do you know how long that took to confirm the identity?
Offhand, I don't.
All right. When you did the autopsy, I noticed you did an external examination and an internal examination. Is that accurate?
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the external exam observations first. Just give me a brief overview of what you observed when you received her body.
Sure. The body was enclosed in a body bag, as is normal. Once the body bag was opened, the body was actually wrapped in 2 polyethylene tarps that were secured with duct tape. So that was the initial exposure to the body.
Okay. Did you unwrap those two tarps?
Yes.
Okay. What did you observe when you unwrapped those?
There was the body of an adult female. The legs were bound with duct tape. The arms were bound to the torso with duct tape. There was duct tape over the nose, mouth, part of the head. And then there was brown, kind of red debris, sludge.
Did the body have any clothing on it?
There were what appeared to be pajamas, top and bottom, and underwear.
When you say appeared to be pajamas, what do you mean?
They looked like just standard ladies' pajamas, but because of the dirt and red, maybe they were light sweats. I don't know,
Okay.
but I thought they were pajamas. So.
Okay. Did you, was there any jewelry on the body of Miss Warner?
Yeah, there were 2 metal posts with clear stones in the right and left ears. Pardon me. And there was a metal ring with clear stone on the right 4th finger.
Did you observe any injuries to the body of Miss Warner?
Once the tape over the head, face, and neck and arms were removed, there were contusions on the right and left cheeks, lateral aspect of the left eye, contusion on the left shoulder. I believe that was it. No, there was a small contusion on the back of the head as well, the scalp.
Did you observe any internal injuries?
Once we completed our external examination, we proceeded with an internal examination, standard Y incision, opening up the abdominal and chest cavities, and then the head. There were obvious blunt force injuries of the left temporal parietal scalp regions and on top of the skull. There were subdural hemorrhages over the brain, so that's indication of blunt force injury. There were contusions about the tongue, not contusions, but bruises about the tongue, and there were petechial hemorrhages on the epiglottis. Yeah.
You used the term epiglottis.
So that's why I was looking at if you
Okay.
wanted me to
I
explain.
do need to know, yes.
The epiglottis is cartilage tissue that overlays, while we're talking here, it's in an upright position, but as we chew and swallow food or drink water, it'll close over the windpipe so we don't aspirate. So that's what that was.
Okay. And you used the term contusions. What does that mean?
So bruising, another way of putting
Okay. Hemorrhaging?
hemorrhaging within the muscle, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to show you some exhibits and kind of have you walk me through what you observed. I'm gonna have to have you get in front of, does that microphone,
You can pull that out.
This?
Yes.
and it doesn't project your voice, it only records, so just make sure you speak into that, please.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have you stand in front of at least this screen over here.
This one here?
Yep, please. And then I'm gonna pull up photographs, and when you need to point to something to identify it, just let me know, and I will put a laser on here. All right, I'm gonna start with exhibit.
Sorry, I'll speak up.
Your Honor, Dr. Cho may need to move a little bit away, just so the,
Here.
yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna first start with exhibit 127. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, what is that?
That's the body within the tarp as we received it with the duct tape.
Okay, before you removed it?
Correct.
All right. Exhibit 128.
That's with the tarp being removed from the body and the duct tape around the body.
129.
Same thing.
Okay. In this one, you can see the top half of her body as well.
Yes. The head is here.
Okay. 130.
This is with the body bag, the tarp removed, and just the duct tape around the ankles and lower legs.
131.
This is the head, the top of the head, and there's duct tape over the nose and the mouth here.
132.
This is just with the duct tape removed. The teeth, I think prominence of the nose is here.
133.
This is a cleaned up photo of the head once we've removed the bag and all of the debris. You can start to see some contusions around the right eye, left cheek.
Your Honor, is it okay if I ask if everybody can see that clearly, or if I need to point anything on the, we're good? Okay. Exhibit 134.
This is just a same kind of area that's being photographed, but from the left side. So you can see better the contusions that are on the left side of the cheek and the lateral aspect of the left eye.
Exhibit 135.
Left shoulder, there's a contusion on the left shoulder.
136.
Just a panned out shot of the shoulder and the head.
137.
This is the back of the head, and there's an area of contusion that I was pointing to earlier on myself here.
Exhibit 142.
This is an anterior, so front view of the head and neck with the head kind of pulled back. This area is a contusion and abrasion on the anterior part or front of the neck.
Exhibit 144.
This is the metal ring with clear stones I was talking about on the right fourth finger.
And I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Did you say on the right?
Right.
Right hand, okay.
Pardon.
Okay, no, it's okay. I'm going to move to the internal injuries. I'm going to have you look at exhibit 138.
So this is the top of the head with the scalp reflected back, and we're seeing the top of the skull. This area here is a contusion that's on the skull, so we call that a subgaleal contusion. This is on the undersurface of the scalp, so that's a subcutaneous contusion. More of the same on the back of the head as well.
139.
This is the right side of the head, showing very much the same thing. So on the surface of the skull, there's some contusion, and then on the undersurface of the scalp, there are contusions in that area.
$140.
Just a close-up on the left side, really highlighting the hemorrhage that's on the surface of the skull, as well as on the undersurface of the scalp, all indicative of blunt force injury.
141.
This is with the top of the skull removed. This is the surface of the brain, and there's all this residual subdural hemorrhage. So there's been bleeding on the surface of the brain from blunt force injury.
143.
So the epiglottis that I had talked about before, that flap, this is the epiglottis here. And what you'll notice are these petechial hemorrhages here. Those hemorrhages shouldn't be there. And there's also bruising on the back of the tongue, as I had mentioned, and around the areas, but that's the petechial hemorrhages.
So you use the word petechial hemorrhaging. What does that mean in layman terms?
So petechiae are just pinpoint hemorrhages that occur when there's been intense pressure. And we're talking about the vascular system here. So vessels are carrying blood, and when constricted or compressed, it's just like a hose. The water or the fluid is going to want to go to the path of least resistance. So in this case, the blood will go to the smaller arteries until there's and vessels until there's an endpoint, and then there's nowhere to go, so it'll burst. And that's what gives us those petechial hemorrhages.
When you discussed the bruising under the scalp on the left side,
Yes.
and had the scalp pulled back to look at it?
Yes.
Okay. Would those injuries necessarily cause the skin to break open?
Not necessarily.
Okay. And tell me about the internal, I'm going to go ahead and have you can take the stand again, and if I need to show you an additional picture, I will. So the photograph of it's Exhibit 141, where the brain bleed that you described. How does that happen? Like, right? How is there a blood on the brain in between is it in between the skull and where is that located?
So the brain, our brains are covered by dura. It's fibrous tissue. And there are small bridging veins between the surface of the brain and the dura that go through the dura. So when there's blunt force injury to the head, strong enough to tear those bridging veins, that's what will give us that subdural hemorrhage. So it's a subdural, meaning sub, under the dura, but on top of the surface of the brain. I don't know if that was clear.
I think so.
Yeah.
Is there anything about that injury, the brain bleed, that you saw evidence that it would bleed outside of the scalp, if that makes sense?
Yeah, no. So there were no skull fractures. So no, it would stay contained in that space.
Okay. Were you able to determine a cause of death in this case?
Yes.
And what was that?
Strangulation and multiple blunt force injuries of head and face, I guess.
Okay, so you came to two separate causes of death?
They both contributed, yes.
Okay, could either one of them independently have caused her death?
Yes.
Were you able to determine the manner of death?
Yes.
And what was that?
Homicide.
Did you also do toxicology in this case?
Yes.
Was there any evidence of oxycodone in Miss Warner's body?
No.
As a result of doing the autopsy on Miss Warner, are you required to sign a death certificate?
The chief medical examiner signs the death certificate.
Okay.
I author a report.
All right. And who is the chief medical examiner in Lenawee County?
Dr. John Maino. M-A-I-N-O.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
And thank you. Was one done in this case?
Yes.
Were you able to determine Well, let me ask you this. CSI, Law and Order, you know, they'd have you believe when you find a body, within 20 minutes you know the exact date and the exact time of death. Is that how that works?
No.
Okay, can you explain that to me? How do you determine date of death?
A lot of it's multifactorial. It's based on investigation, last known alive, body condition, all of that.
Okay, and in this case, People's Exhibit 259, oh, you can't see that, can you?
I can walk up. Should I go?
No, I'm going to come to you. I try to move it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, death certificate. Yes.
Is it cause or the date of death on there?
Date pronounced is August 17th.
It's
Date
up
of
here,
death.
you can't see.
Oh, it's scrolled up. Yep. On or about April 25th, 2021. Yep.
I'm gonna ask you that again since I'm back here.
Yep.
So the date of death on the death certificate,
Is on or about April 25th, 2021.
was there anything about the condition of Miss Warner's body that made you believe she could not have died on or after April 25th, 2021?
No.
Okay. She looked a little bit, when I look at the pictures, you know, I'm kind of shocked to see the way her feet are bound, you know. She looks somewhat fairly well preserved. Can you tell me why that's not a concern for you?
No, I mean, it was a sealed tank. There was presumably little to no oxygen in it since it's an ammonia tank, anhydrous. So if it was water, H2O, there's your oxygen source that would speed up decomposition, but didn't seem to be any of that. So.
Okay, and why does it matter, so the oxygen would speed up decomposition?
Yep, I mean, ammonia will too, but obviously at a slower rate.
Okay. The lack of oxygen, again, would lead you to not question her date of death as being April 25th, 2021 or later?
No.
Okay. I have nothing further.